Hey, y'all. Welcome to Widow Wit and Wisdom. I'm Sarah. So this time of year, I just passed the 8-year anniversary of my husband's death. And every year, this time of year, I tend to journal and do a lot of reflecting and processing. And so this year, I thought I would share a little bit of that personal essay and journal writing that I do with you in hopes that it may help, maybe somebody else get through their journey too, because it's been a long 8 years. So here is a piece of a personal essay that I wrote just last week called 8 Years In, What's Changed? So let's get started. So 8 years in, what's changed? Fucking everything. 8 years in, my life looks nothing like I ever imagined. I am nothing like I ever imagined. But I'm okay with that now. 8 years in, I've accepted that who I was died right along with Jeff, and I will never, ever be her again. However, I have also accepted that I get the chance to live life again, and that the how is up to me. And I finally am working hard on doing just that. This time, however, I get the chance to do it with more understanding and knowledge than ever before. This time, I get to do it wiser. 8 years in, I've gained so much more perspective, knowledge, understanding, and empathy on so many levels, which has helped me to ease the pain and made me a stronger, kinder, and more grateful person. 8 years in, when I am in a room with others, I am truly thankful that I am there because I know what it's like when you're not. 8 years in, I have learned and accepted that grief is like an endlessly long run on a crudely marked trail with an illegible map. There are hills and valleys, curves, switchbacks, and more forks than you can count in that road. But there are also some beautiful views along the way. There is no set or perfect pace to grief. We all run this path uniquely and at our own pace. I set my pace, no one else, and I decide how to tackle each one of those obstacles and forks with full awareness that there may be more hard hills to come. 8 years in, I am rarely knocked to my knees by the triggers. Now they're usually more like twinges that I can mostly control my reactions to, at least long enough to get out of the room before vomiting. These days, twinges usually just end in some hilarious moment. 8 years in, the anxiety can still spike and the darkness can still creep in. But it's so much easier to push it back now. I can get out of that space far more quickly and efficiently than I ever thought possible. I have fought the darkness and the demons. I know I can beat them. 8 years in, the what ifs and if onlys no longer torment me. With the understanding, perspective, and years, those what if thoughts now elicit just a sigh of longing instead of a scream of anguish. 8 years in, there is no longer anger. There is no room for it anymore. Understanding took its place. Beyond me randomly yelling out, "What were you thinking leaving me here in charge of this farm alone?" Or, "Why aren't you here to help me fix this?" There's simply no anger anymore. It's just a waste. 8 years in, the sadness and longing are still there. But any tears, they are shed with gratefulness for whatever moment or memory brought it on. There is no longer bone-crushing pain with the memories, new or old. 8 years in, I have a level of gratitude and appreciation for life, moments, memories, love, nature, and even human nature that I never thought possible. There is a knowing that comes with grief that helps me appreciate even the smallest of things. And I embrace and cherish them now. 8 years in, I understand what's important and what isn't. I know when to hold them, when to fold them, and when to walk away. I also know how to do those things way better now and with much less pain. 8 years in, I have learned boundaries are essential, but there will be consequences, and I have to be okay with that as well. I have to set boundaries not only with others, but most of all with myself. And that is hard sometimes. I have to know my limits and be totally okay with walking away, knowing it could lead to more pain, more failure. But now I am okay with that. 8 years in, I have given up trying to figure out what the plan is and learned to just embrace the chaos and go with it. I am who I am, and what will be will be. I know all I can do is my absolute best every single day and work hard on that. Things will turn out how they're going to no matter what, but I will be okay. I have survived worse, and shit just doesn't scare me now. 8 years in, I've learned the hard way. The haters gonna hate, but I don't have to. In fact, now to accept or dish hate is just something I don't have the space for. You can hate me all you want. That hurts you way more than me, I promise. I'm not running that hill. That's all you, champ. I'm good with me, I'm good with you, and I'm not wasting my energy on the hate hill. I have better things to do. 8 years in, there has been many dumb decisions and bad choices, but I've grown wiser with each one because no matter what, I gained a little more knowledge and perspective along the way to make better and wiser and more informed choices next time. 8 years in, I've made new memories I never thought I would. And I'm able to do it with joy instead of pain. I never dreamed I would feel that again. Yes, my heart longs for him to be there in those moments, but I also know he is. He always finds a way to show me. 8 years in, I know that he is still with me, not only in my heart, but he shows up all the time. The signs and syncs are undeniable. I find it such a huge comfort. His presence was far too large in life to not leave an eternal mark on all of those that loved him. And it shows up all the time and in the funniest, most beautiful ways. And I cherish every single one of them. 8 years in, I am grateful for the life we lived, the love we shared, and the sons that we raised into amazing men. And that feels really damn good. That love and those memories are the very core of my soul and strength. If nothing else, I will always have that. And I know just how important it is now. It no longer hurts that I lost that love and life, but instead fills me with amazing gratitude that I had it at all, because I now recognize that most people never get it to begin with. 8 years in, I've learned to let go of things easier, mostly people. That was hard early on, but now, well, it's just normal. I am quicker to accept that I can't change the paths of others, but I am also not going to let them change mine. I've worked way too hard to get where I am to let anything or anyone wreck or re-injure me at this point. 8 years in, I do my best to acknowledge my own shortcomings and failures, and then do something about them if I can. If I can't, well, I don't dwell on it too long. I just try to do better going forward and gaining as much perspective and understanding from those failures as I can so as not to repeat them. 8 years in, I've learned to forgive myself for my imperfections as much as I forgive other people for theirs. That I am my own harshest critic, and my self-talk weighs heavily on how things go, as does how I talk to others. So I better keep it positive because it really does help. 8 years in, I've learned that the only thing I truly control is how I react to things, to all the situations and catastrophes that pop up in widowhood. And I am slowly learning to do a better job of that. It's not always easy, and I don't always do it gracefully, but broken toilets and pipes no longer cause tears, panic, and overwhelms. Now, it's just a lot of cussing while I figure it out, but I can figure it out. And talk about controlling my reactions. 8 years in, I'm rarely surprised or shocked by the things people do or say. At this point, I've pretty much heard or dealt with it all. Usually these days, I have some witty comeback that I try to do my best to keep to myself, which does not always work. But I am, however, much quicker to extend a little more grace to the situation and bless those hearts more gently now. 8 years in, my humor and wit take over quick in any uncomfortable situation. I can find a giggle at all the wrong times. But now I'm better at keeping it to myself, inside voice only. However, I am not any better at keeping my facial expressions and eye rolling to myself. I am still working on that. 8 years in, I can't believe I'm still here, but I am so glad that I am. I truly, in my heart, didn't think I would be. Dare I say, I am proud of myself? That feels so wrong. But I am. I am proud of myself. There's been some really hard shit, but I've made it. And that feels really good. So, 8 years in, what's changed? Everything. But mostly that I am okay with everything changing. I can honestly say I have not done this gracefully, but I am doing it gratefully. There will be more rough patches, I am sure, but I am okay with that. I've run worse, and I know how to pull myself through those hills and twinges of pain and grief. And I will continue to do just that as long as I possibly can. So that was just a little bit of my year 8 personal essay. That is much longer, actually. But that was just a bit of it. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that someone can take a little inspiration in their own journey through grief from it. You can do it. I promise. If I can do it, anybody can. Notice the blessings where you can. I know it's hard. I know it is hard, especially when you're in the darkness, but hang in there. Like I said, if I can do it, anybody can. So if you enjoyed that, please leave your comments in the comment section, like, share, and please subscribe to help me keep doing this here so I can share a little more of my widow wit and wisdom with you. If there's anything you would like me to cover or talk about, please either leave a comment or you can reach me at widowwitandwisdom@gmail.com. I hope you have a great rest of your holiday season. Hopefully I will too. Thanksgiving did not go as planned, but hopefully Christmas will. Hang in there, guys, and be the light in somebody's day, especially during the holiday season.